Hello and welcome to my unrehearsed, unscripted, quick review to Get Him to the Greek, starring Russell Brand and Jonah Hill. Basically, if any of you remember Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Russell Brand plays the same character, Alder Snow, who's a rock star, but now he's gone off the wagon and he's back on the drinks and the drugs. And he basically, Jonah Hill, who's playing a different character, which is a bit odd, but it makes sense within the context of the film, and I think people just wanted to see those two together again, rather than the same characters. So it doesn't really matter that Jonah Hill changed, because I do agree that those two and Forget Sarah Marshall are really good together, even though the dynamic has sort of changed. Yes, basically, Jonah Hill plays a record executive, and basically he has to think of an idea to shake things up. And he decides that he's going to get Russell Brand back to the Greek theatre to do an anniversary of a famous gig he did there. So basically it's just him trying to get in there, and in between he, goes on, drinking benders and drugs and all that. And, it's just the story of getting him to the Greek, as it says on the tin. The film in general is very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite movies of the year. Saying that, it's not been a great year, and I'll get into that maybe another time. But yeah, basically, sometimes with comedies it's hard to review because you just go around saying, oh, this joke was good, this joke was good. And I can't remember too many of the jokes, so I won't specify. But I will say that Puff Daddy was amazing in the film. He's called P.Diddy now, or P.Diddy Combs, I don't know what he's called. He was really good in the film, providing a lot of the humour. Russell Brand was good, but he was surprisingly good at the drama. The scene in the pool at the end was really, really good, and it shocked me how good he was in that scene. And also the bit where, I love the bit where they kind of went really serious, where he was asking Jonah Hill to get him drugs, and Jonah Hill did get him some drugs, and then he ripped the bag up and it all went on the floor, and Russell Brand's character just snapped, like a real junkie, just went, this isn't funny, I need to fix. What are you playing at? Which was a really good scene as well. What else was quite good? As I say, it was very funny. I can't really go into specifics because it just comes off a bit like, just saying joke after joke, and you can't do it as well as they do. So it becomes a bit odd. But there are some good ones in there. Some of the spoof songs were really clever and really funny. Okay, some of the stuff I didn't quite like. Oh no, Elizabeth Moss was really good in it. She's also good in the TV show Mad Men, but she was great in this, if somewhat underused. But a bit where she was all tired and stuff, that was quite funny. Okay, the bits I didn't like, I think it had an issue with tone. It did have an issue with tone. It didn't know what it wanted to be, and I think some of its snaps into drama or whatever were a bit harsh and a bit steep. What else? There's a really misjudged scene in a threesome scene, which is really odd because it makes Russell Brand's character unredeemable in a sense. There's no real reason for him to have done that or suggested that beyond the fact that, he's a party animal type character. And it just seemed a bit odd. It downplayed his friendship with Jonah Hill, and it kind of made it like, where do you come back from this? But they did, and it's odd. There's also a really, really misjudged scene where Jonah Hill just suddenly goes, oh, that's it, I'm getting into it, and grabs Russell Brand's wiener, for a lack of a better term. And it's just like, it was so oddly played. It was like, wait a second, what was his and he kissed him as well. It's like, what was his motivation here? The way it was acted and the way it was written or played, it felt more like Jonah Hill had some huge homosexual urge and issues that he was pretending he didn't have, and they all came out in this scene. It wasn't played humorously, it was played odd, that whole scene could have gone for me. I've just remembered a joke I really liked. It's one because I want to mention it because I don't think anybody else will mention it. But when they're running down the halls, being chased by P. Diddy, Jonah Hill goes, this corridor never ends. And then Russell Brand goes, I know, it's Kubrickian, which I really liked. Any reference to Stanley Kubrick, that's pretty good. But yeah, that really misjudged scene really did float it down for me, to weigh it down, sorry. But in general, to say, P. Diddy is hilarious. Jonah Hill's quite funny as well, and I don't usually like Jonah Hill, but I really like him in this. So yeah, I think see it for the chemistry between Jonah Hill and Russell Brand. Also see it for, I don't know her name, but there's a girl in it who plays Russell Brand's, like, Alder Snow's ex-girlfriend. She's really funny in it. So see it for her as well. Elizabeth Moss, see it for her. See it for the performances, but kind of be warned that it is a mixed bag in terms of its tone and its narrative. It takes strange shifts into different gears that don't quite mix and don't make it a coherent whole. But in general, it's still got a lot of laughs in there, and I think it's one of the better Apatow films in general, bar some of its problems. So yeah, as I say, that was an unscripted quick review of Get Him to the Greek. Hope you enjoyed it.